I want to take a moment to talk about mental health in Kickstarters because in a conversation recently with one of the group members uh, in direct messages, there was just the conversation of uncertainty and fear of failure, and I had to come to my own way of speaking this idea of like you cannot, it is impossible to market discomfort away. It is impossible to market the fear of failure away. That exists for everyone everywhere all the time. We've all seen it in this group where when uncertain things happen, we all feel uncertain together and we try to take control of things. And we build tactics, we build tools to help mitigate and improve on circumstances. But the fear is always going to be there. The best public speakers in the world, I love public speaking. I always get stage fright. Right up until I'm walking and I'm looking people in the face and then I start speaking and then suddenly it goes away. And that came from practice. That came from mitigation. But the fear of walking up there and looking people in the eye and thinking for a moment, am I just garbage? And in this Kickstarter that I'm running right now and hitting the launch button, despite the fact that I'm a professional marketer, despite the fact that I've done this 20 times, this is the biggest one I've done, am I just going to fail? There's no amount of marketing, no amount of money you can spend, no amount of time or experience is going to completely make that go away. And so that's the first thing, is that everyone needs to understand when they're doing something, whether it's a Kickstarter or a Patreon or any kind of project where they hope to make money, is that there's going to be a chance of failure. That's part of the process. That's part of the risk. That's part of what makes it brave. Okay? And the way that you mitigate it isn't by trying to market it away. That's a small part of mitigating it. The way that you mitigate it is by setting expectations. Write them down. Write everything down. Okay? Real quick side note, write everything down. Every idea, every plan, write it all down. Okay? But you write down your expectations, you write down that plan, you write down that strategy, and you poke holes in it, and then you build a better strategy. And if it makes it more time, then make it take more time. If it makes the goal need to go lower so that you have something more attainable, make it go lower for something more obtainable. That's why I do the micro Kickstarters, to build up to something bigger. Okay? But the fear, the self, the questions you have about yourself that I know I feel, I keep saying you, the questions I feel about myself, that's not going to go away, but you can mitigate it through practice, through study, through planning, through writing it down, and through accepting that failure is a possibility, but that it is not a reflection of you. It does not make you a failure. Your project failed. Your strategy failed. Your plans failed. But you learned. You tried. You gained experience. You gained. Okay? And that's the first thing to help mitigate the realities of the world that we live in. The second half of this conversation is about the mental health side, because I'm experiencing this right now, is that Kickstarter, especially like I got kids, I got a full-time job. All right, thank God I'm not in college anymore, but I was doing this while I was full-time job and college and kids. And every time you run a Kickstarter, it's a project, especially the first couple of days and the last couple of days, and then the days where you go into fulfillment, generally is going to throw your whole life a little out of whack. And this is another point of writing things down. So what I wish I had done, and what I think I'm going to try and do in the future, is write down what my routine is before the Kickstarter starts, so that I have something to go back to. It's like if you're rearranging a room and doing a deep clean, you might want to take a picture of it so you can put all the furniture back where it goes. Okay? It's kind of like that. All right? You want to take a snapshot of your life before you go and throw in this disruption. Because then once that disruption's over, it's a phase. You can go back and remind yourself about the good habits you had. Because I have fallen off time and time again on good habits because I'd forgotten how hard I'd worked to build them. Okay? Because they were habits. And now I've done the reset. I've realized that I hit the wall and said, okay, wait, whoa, this is bad. I need to go back to the gym. I need to do this thing in the morning. I need to do X, Y, and Z. And so that's something that I think will help. Just the mental health side is the life Kickstarter balance of write down your life so that you can balance it with your Kickstarter. Because eventually that's going to be over. Eventually it's also going to hit that mid slump. Okay. And so that's just an idea that I wanted to share with the group. And I don't think this is going to be the last post I make on mental health, because I know that it's something that we all deal with. I know that it's something that moments like these, putting yourself out there and risking yourself like this, is only going to exacerbate whatever mental health shortcomings that we have. Okay, I clearly have an ego shortcoming. Okay, I clearly have a routine maintenance shortcoming. Okay, these have been exacerbated and more openly revealed to myself through the act of a Kickstarter. And that's something that I haven't talked about before, and I want us all to be aware. And again, not just Kickstarter, I use that because I'm going through it right now, but Patreon, projects, launching a website, a blog, a podcast, all of this applies. So you can mitigate failure, but you cannot wish it or work it away. You cannot work failure out of your life. But you can redefine what failure means to you, and you can learn from it, and you can mitigate it through practice and study and planning. And you can write your life down so that when you bring these disruptions into your life, you can then get back to it and hopefully continue to build and improve on it. Y'all have a great day.